The morning I retired was supposed to feel like freedom. After 35 years of long shifts, early mornings, and deadlines, I finally handed in my ID badge and walked out of the office with a light heart. All I could think about was the little boat I'd been restoring for years, my dream for retirement. I called it the Horizon, because to me, it represented everything that came after hard work. My wife, Linda, had always joked about that boat. "You love that thing more than you love our sofa," she used to tease. I'd just laugh and tell her she'd understand once we sailed out one quiet evening, away from everything. I had even planned our first trip for the following weekend, a slow, peaceful cruise along the coast, just us two and the sunset. That morning, when I came home from my last day at work, I found Linda in the kitchen, nervously sipping coffee. She looked up, forcing a smile. "Congratulations, retiree," she said. But something in her tone felt off. Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. I went out to the garage to grab a few tools I'd been keeping for the boat. The space where the Horizon was parked looked strangely empty. I froze. I thought maybe she'd moved it for cleaning, but then I noticed the oil marks were gone, the spot swept clean. My heart sank. "Linda," I called out, walking back in, "where's the boat?" She hesitated before answering. "I sold it," she said finally. "You don't need it anymore, John. It was taking up space, and honestly, it's better this way. We can use the money for something practical." For a moment, I couldn't speak. That boat wasn't just metal and paint. It was a dream I'd built piece by piece, one paycheck at a time. "You sold my boat," I said quietly, my throat dry. "Without even asking me?" She folded her arms defensively. "It was just sitting there. You wouldn't stop talking about it, but you never used it. I thought you'd get over it eventually." I walked out, speechless. I didn't want to argue. Instead, I sat on the porch, staring at the driveway that suddenly felt much emptier. Years of quiet plans felt like they had been wiped away in an instant. An hour later, my phone rang. The caller ID read, "Coast Guard Operations." Confused, I answered. The officer's calm voice came through. "Mr. Taylor, we're calling regarding your boat, the Horizon. It seems the new owner tried to register it, but the vessel's ID number was flagged as part of an ongoing safety recall. You're still listed as the legal owner." I blinked, realizing what that meant. "So it's not legally transferred?" I asked. The officer confirmed, "Not until the recall inspection is completed. We can't approve a sale under federal law." When I hung up, a strange calm settled over me. I walked back inside and quietly told Linda what the Coast Guard had said. Her face paled. "Wait, they can't transfer it?" she asked. "No," I replied. "Which means the Horizon still belongs to me." For the first time in hours, I smiled. Not because I'd won, but because life had a funny way of giving you back what you weren't ready to lose. Linda looked guilty, her voice softening. "I shouldn't have done that without asking you," she said. "I thought I was doing what's best." I nodded, still calm. "I know you meant well," I said, "but sometimes what's practical isn't what's meaningful." The next week, after sorting things out with the Coast Guard, the Horizon was returned to my care. I spent my afternoons cleaning it, sanding, and polishing every inch. One evening, Linda came out and sat beside me as I worked. "You really love this thing, don't you?" she asked quietly. I looked at her and smiled. "It's not the boat," I said. "It's what it represents: time, peace, and a promise I made to myself to finally live." Months later, when we finally set sail together, she leaned against the railing and whispered, "You were right. I get it now." The wind brushed past us as the coastline faded into gold. It wasn't just a retirement dream anymore. It was forgiveness floating on open water. And every time I look at that boat now, I don't think about the day she sold it. I think about the day we both learned what really matters. Not the things we own, but the things we rebuild together when they're almost lost.